booklet that is very similar to this. So we're going to go to InDesign, we're going to go to File to New Document. Now this is a front and back booklet, so this will be under Print. This will be Letter and Landscaped in inches. We're going to need 2 pages. You okay? Okay, so 2 pages front and back, and we'll say Create. So if we zoom out, we can see our 2 pages. We're going to drop a line in the middle of this. If you chose, this to be in inches, it should come out as 11 inches wide. You need to see your ruler, so press Command R or go to View to Rulers, and we're going to drop and drag a ruler and drop it on the 5.5 mark. We're then going to go back in there and drop a line on either side at approximately 1/4 of an inch beyond that. And you can use the ruler. So it's going to be on either side of that. This is going to be what we would call the gutter. And then I'm going to do the exact same thing.
Sorry, can you show me that one more time?
Yep, I'm going to undo. So we've got our rulers open, and I'm zoomed in pretty good so that I can see my ruler.
Right.
I'm going to click on the ruler and drop and drag and set this down right at 5.5. Where I place that, it also shows up as my X coordinate on this document. I'm going to then go back and grab another one and put this just beyond the next tick point on the ruler, which actually comes out to 6.2, it should be 6.25. And then I'm going to do the same thing to the left of that. This will be 5.375. So this is what we would call a gutter. So the fold is in the center and the gutter is on either side. So you're just using these marks on the ruler, just, 1 over, 1 over. We're going to do the same with the other document.
What did you say the number was on the other side? 5.62?
Yeah, it's, I don't know what side you're on. Left side, are you on? 5.375 and 5.375. So it's just 1/4 on either side of where we drop this at 1.5.
Okay.
It's 5.5.
I just got to.
Wow, now now mine are all goofed up. I'm going to go into layers and I'll remove all those because they actually, I'll just delete them. I'm going to drop and drag on 5.5, 5.5. And then I'm going to go on a 5.625. And then I'm going to drop this at where are we at here? 5.
I was at 5.375.
Yeah. There we go. 5.37. So that's my fold and my margins on either side. So I'm going to go to the next page. So I just scroll down, and this one, the ruler is
backwards.
roughly, it's backwards. So it is sort of a little bit confusing, but it is roughly the same. So I'm going to drop out. Here's my 5.5. And it'll kind of give you, I got to be on the document. So I was off on the upper pasteboard. It'll show you 5.625. 5.375. And this extra line I can just remove. Just highlight it and delete it. So here is our booklet with grids. So if I zoom in and out, I can see my booklet. Now, we're going to start off on our layers. We want to see layers. We're going to put a black background on this, on our rectangle. So that's going to be pure black. We're going to copy paste and then copy paste that, and we're going to paste it on the bottom of this page. I'm going to lock these layers then, because layer 1 is going to be called back. So we're going to lock that back layer, and that's going to have 2 objects in it, 2 rectangles. I'm going to lock that layer, and then I'm going to add a new layer. This will be my text. If we took a sheet of paper and we folded it in half in front of us, our front cover would be here, and this would be the back.
Right.
And this would be page 2 and page 3. So this is page 1. On this page 1, we're going to pop out a text box, and we're going to type out your name. So that's going to be in black text. We're going to have to revert this to white. So I'm going to make this, I'll use Impact for this particular font for now. You can choose whatever font you want. But for a title on white on black, Impact would be a great font choice. So I just want to make sure that this is centered. You know, I'll go from the center, left to right, to the end of the page, and then center my text in my paragraph. So let me find my paragraph. And here is my title. So, I'm going to close some of these things down.
What was your font size on that?
That was pretty big. This was 37 point. And I'm just closing a few things down as I'm these were those templates, so I'm not going to save those. So we're going to kind of make a booklet like this. So you're going to need underneath this an artist statement. So we're going to make a text box, and you're going to type out artist statement. And I'm going to highlight that. That's got to be white type. And I'm going to give that a pretty good font size and bold. And then this will be also centered. So in here, you're going to want to know what does it mean to be a graphic designer to you? What are your goals and what are your skills? So here, we'll say goals and skills. So you could say I'm, you know, a creative thinker.
Am I writing those questions out too, or are you just writing those in place of what I'm going to put there?
So I'm writing something like, I am a creative thinker and I would like to apply my skills. Yeah, you're gonna make your artist statement to kind of come out and communicate these messages. So what does it mean? What are your goals and what are your skills? So you might write, I'm a creative thinker and like to apply my skills, my how about critical thinking skills? Critical thinking skills and time management skills. So I'm going to get rid of all this skills stuff. I'm a creative thinker and like to apply my critical thinking and time management skills to graphic design projects. So this might be the start of an artist statement. You know, my goals are to own my own business, graphic design company, or even work as a freelancer. Now, I'm just ad-libbing these right now. My goals are to work for a graphic design company, are to work for a graphic design company. My goals are to work for a progressive, how about that? Graphic design company utilizing my skills. I am able, my technical skills are using the Adobe Creative Cloud software. So here you might want to write down what those So I'll leave this up if this will help you. I'm definitely going to want to spell check this. Is it hard
Did
to
you put
read?
those questions in too, or am I skipping that part?
Yeah, you know what? We'll get rid of those questions because I kind of answer those. Whenever I write, I try to like address what I'm going to write in my comments. So what does it mean? I kind of answer that I'm creative. I use critical thinking, time management. My goals, I want to work. My goals are to work for a progressive graphic design company, utilizing my skills, my technical skills, and then I wrote about that. Let me get this out of hyphenation. And if you wanted to kind of rewrite this in your own words, that would be perfect. You know, like you would put this in your own words or close to this to kind of make sense to, to whatever you're. I think I got a lot of hard returns in here. So this might be a creative statement, an artist statement that you need for your booklet. And
Right.
so if we popped in a logo, I'm going to put in a circle here. If I popped in this logo and I wanted to put this in a text wrap, I'm going to want to make sure that text wrap is open and that, you know, the text is word wrapping around any kind of graphic that I may have. So if you put something in here, that's entirely up to you to make you're trying to impress people with what you can do with your typography. So here, you know, take chances, take risks, have fun with your type. The big risk here is putting white on black is a huge risk. I'm now trying to word wrap graphics around it. So you kind of want to go out of your way to be as creative as you can on this, where you want to, you know, show people what you can do. Now, you may not like this font. You may, you know, want to do it in, I'm going to just choose Arial as a default. Does it work in different types of fonts? You know, you're going to have to think about this. Because what you're doing in this booklet is you're going to start showing people what you can do. So this is a huge, this type is giant. So I'm going to reduce this down to maybe 16 point. And I put a lot of extra hard returns in here. So I'm going to back all of this up. So here's my artist statement. So, you know, and I don't want text to be dangling off, so I would want to move maybe if this was a graphic or my logo later on, I'm going to try to figure out what works. What you don't want are these like orphans hanging off by themselves, because that's a kind of like a no-no. You really want to make sure that if you're going to have a radius or something in there, that your text works well. Now, designers love this.
Text to wrap on that?
You're going to want to open up text wrap. So that's under window to text wrap.
Yep.
And then you're going to want to just experiment. Now, the one button that I'm on, when you click on the, say, a circle, it's this one here, wrap text. These buttons here tell the text how far to wrap around. It kind of creates like this bubble around the graphic that you have. So can you see how there's like a radius? If I go up on this, it's creating like a bubble. So you can create this sort of a bubble.
Did you group that circle with the box?
No, you don't group it. That this circle.
Oh, okay. I was clicked on the wrong thing. I got it now.
Okay. So that circle, this bubble that you create, this is just the spacing around that circle. So, you know, you don't want it too tight so that the text is touching or behind the circle, because that doesn't really make sense. So you don't want a negative per se. You want to have a little bit of like 0.0625, I think is the standard. But that's just a way to get text to wrap around your text box. So the rest of this will be, because you want to showcase, you know, I can do text wrapping. So somewhere in here you might want to put text wrapping. These other objects that you're going to place in here are going to be your portfolio pieces. So here you're going to start putting in graphics about who you are. So I created a folder that should have all of my portfolio show items in here. So I created a folder and I started to place my images in here. So here's now this is going to be my InDesign, so I don't really want that there. Wrong graphic, but I'm going to start placing what do I have here? I did this bubble people. Now this is a Photoshop document, but I did this the other day. So I'm going to start showing people what I can do. So I did this for a graphic, right? So people are going to start to see my work right off the bat. On here, what I'd like you to do is we picked up some icons the other day. I don't know if you recall that or not, but can you make on each one of these pages, can you place in those icons that we picked up? We picked up like the InDesign icon.
Yeah.
We picked up an Illustrator. So maybe in each one of these corners, we're going to put your icon on each one of these pages. And then what I'm going to do is just copy paste these icon boxes, and then I'll replace the graphic just to make my life a little bit easier. So this one will be like you'll have a Photoshop one, an Illustrator one, and so here I have my Photoshop, InDesign, and Illustrator. I'm going to close a couple of these boxes down that I don't need.
All right, just give me 1 second. I saved them. I must have saved them wrong last time because I can't get them to come into.
Okay, take your time. They might
Give
be
me.
popping in kind of big.
Yeah, like I have them saved, but I don't know why it won't let me import them. Because they put them on the other project, the one class too, or I did for the one thing that I had.
Okay, yeah, see if you can even, this is going to be your smaller booklet, right, for the show booklet.
Yeah. Trying. My computer's sweet old time right now. Can't even get Google to open right now. I can try to import those later too. If I keep moving, I can just do the other stuff.
Okay. So you need to have Photoshop, InDesign, and Illustrator. So
Yep.
what you're gonna do for this last half an hour is just try to find images that will fit into this booklet. What I do want to show you. So I'm gonna put here's a Photoshop one. You're going to write a little narrative about what you did to create these graphics.
Okay.
On our InDesign, I'm going to have you open up. You're going to need the booklet that we did for the project, right? Our corporate brochure. So that would be project 1. And then you're going to save that. So here's our project, right? We did this corporate brochure. And you're going to save this. You're going to open it up. You're going to go to File, Save As, and you may have already saved this as a PDF when you packaged. I'm not sure though, so I just want to make sure you need that PDF of that file. So I have my final corporate brochure folder. I have a PDF of that. So this is that PDF. And I'd like you to open it, and I'd like you to get, how do I, did we do it? Did I do it this way? Oh no, you know what I did? I'm sorry. I lied. I need you to open up that corporate brochure, and we're going to look at it through this view. We're going to look at it with the overprint preview. Trying to think of how I had you, I did screenshots of this. Proof setup. Because what I did is I had I did screenshots of this so that I could put them in my screen mode here, preview mode. This is what I did. If you can open up that booklet and go to view screen mode preview, this is the look. So it just gives you the look of what this book would look like.
Right.
And then I'd like you to take a screenshot, a real tight screenshot of these pages. So you'll do the Command Shift 4 and drag this over. So maybe take 3 shots. Were you able to do this so far? To open this up?
Yeah, we're getting there.
Okay, cool.
You said you're taking like 3 of them?
Yeah, I might try to do 4 on this one and see if I can, for your big book, you know what, screenshot this whole booklet because you might be able to fit all of these in. And while you have this open, you might as well grab these shots. So next class, we'll be working on your big book. But this little book, you're almost going to have that done. You'll have a great start on it. So I'm going to just grab a picture of every one of these, even the cover. Because I think you could, for this little book,
Oops. I don't know what I did.
now you're going to want to put those screenshots into a folder, you know, that is going to be called GRAD 250 Project 2. So you're going to, all those screenshots that we just placed on your desktop, to keep
Yeah.
them organized, because this will get real messy fast. So this is all of them. I'm going to copy them and make a new folder. So make a new folder, and I'm going to call that my GRAD 250 booklet, Project 2. And then place these in there so that these will be, my links will be right in that folder. So you're going to want to put like all of your, like these pieces that we start to put in, they're going to have to be copied in here, or when you package it, those links will appear in there. But you're really going to want to have a good control of your images. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So your file management is huge on this, especially with these screenshots, because you don't know the name of these, right? It doesn't say the Buffalo Sabres booklet.
Right.
I don't know if you want to go through and do that or not, but that's up to you. So here, I'm going to pull out a box, and we're going to go to File to Place. And then I'm going to have you place a couple graphics in here. Now, this is my back cover, so I don't want that. So I'm just going to place another image in. You know, I want to show pieces that kind of show that what my talents are on creating these layouts. So you're going to have to find the ones like this would show that I can do a page overlay. Well, that might not be the best one that I have. So I'm going to pick one. These are kind of hard to see. If I go into this thumbnail view, it's a little bit easier to see, but I'm going to go top to bottom. So here's one. And then I'm going to have to explain, like, you know, what this was for. It's a corporate brochure, and that you worked with text. I'm going to just place this right on the edge of the fold, because this I'm going to place right to the fold. I'm going to go beyond that. I'm going to kind of play this one risky and hope that when I fold my pages, this will be okay. I may bring that in just a bit, because it's just the width of these that make it a problem. So yeah, I better stay within that gutter line just to make sure that these are okay. And But you get the idea of how you can still display, you know, your work. So I just copy pasted these and now I'm just replacing the file.
Are you trying to make all of them fit in there?
What do you mean? No, I'm gonna just take 3.
Okay, because I
Try
just
to find 3 that work, like
I
3
I
that show,
okay.
you know, that
I took 2, and there's a little like gray area in between them, but I figured I could like put text in there if I need to, and like I could put something else in between.
okay, just as long as they're nice and you know, you want to be able to have room. I'm gonna kind of tighten these up, and I could put even the covers, you know, put the cover in here and try to get all of this to fit. The idea is how well you're going to be able to get this work to fit. And in here, you're going to want a nice text box. So what I would recommend, if you're going to write about this, we're going to maybe want to put a white text box in there, and you could put text on, you know, put your text over that. Like, this is a corporate brochure. Layout and design for the Buffalo Sabres. Organization. Now, this work that you're doing now will, you know, you'll just be able to add this into your booklet, your bigger booklet. So you want to say this corporate brochure, and I have to spell check. Using InDesign.
All right, I just got to screenshot one of them just so I can. Almost there.
Now, we don't want any hyphens in this. So you're going to want to, you know, work with your font and your character. Try to find characters that will work. And actually, this booklet would be a perfect example of using what we learned today. Like, you could make a style sheet out of all of this. This corporate brochure layout and design was for the Buffalo Sabres organization using Adobe InDesign. So you have like a little description about what you have in here. And of course you can use whatever font you want. You just need to be consistent in your project. So what I did the other day is, you know, you can call this even your advanced page layout. I did a booklet or a page with Adobe Illustrator and then Photoshop. So you're going to want to, like I have a title called InDesign Examples. And if I take that into here, here's my InDesign examples. And I could just pop that up in the corner up here. Now this is in a non-print area, so I have to be kind of careful. I could move all of these pieces down. Because I really don't want this too far out of on the edge. Then what you do is you just copy paste, and this will be my Adobe Illustrator. I got my cap locks on. Does this make sense, Nick? Nick, you there? Did I lose you, Nick? Okay, well, I'm going to wrap this up, and then I'll post this online. We'll make a common text box with a common name, titles. This one will say Photoshop, and you'll want to have your examples of Photoshop. So what you need is good file management, and you need to know where your files are. I have some different examples that I'll be pulling in. So this is my Illustrator, and I'll grab these to this Illustrator. And these are some Illustrator, and then while I have that open, I'll just go and place my Photoshop. You're going to have to explain how you created these files. So this is very important. Show your best pieces in a larger format. And you get the idea. So if you worked harder on one piece, you may want to make that the bigger image. And you get the general idea of what you have to do. You're going to have to fit these pieces. And you're going to want to arrange these to, I'm going to bring that one to the front so that sits on top. You'll have a little description area. Your illustration pieces will have to fit. And you'll fit your other pieces as such. So I would like you to wrap this up. You're going to have to complete this booklet for homework, if you would, and then have descriptions. So give this a meaningful name. We'll save this, and this is called our GRAD 250, Project 2. We did this in week 6A. Okay, so I'll make sure that this is saved to the desktop. We'll save this, and then you're going to want to make sure that you package this file. So go ahead and package. Now this is just one example of, a layout. You don't have to choose the black as a background. It just looks well with images, and it gives good contrast. So if you have any questions or concerns, please reach out to me. We're going to make sure everything's spell checked. You'll have a nice fold. We talked about our artist statement today, adding a graphic, placing in images, and this will help you with Project 2. All right. Well, I hope you have a great day.